Hi everyone. All right, so we finally finished the Jazz Parks book. That was an excruciatingly long book, but I think we're in for something even longer. Anyway, I've decided to read. Well, I'm sorry, I take that back. Lisa and Ben, two of my friends, picked out a book for me to read, and they chose "Hungry Like a Wolf" by Paige Taylor. This is the book. Lovely, isn't it? And the book has a 4-star rating on Goodreads. Interestingly enough. And the introduction reads as follows. The Dallas SWAT team is hiding one hell of a secret. They're a pack of wolf shifters. The team of elite sharpshooters is ultra secret and also the darlings of Dallas. This doesn't sit well with investigative journalist Mackenzie Stone. They must be hiding something, and she's determined to find out what. Keeping Mac at a distance proves impossible for SWAT team commander Gage Dixon. She's smart, sexy, and makes him feel alive for the first time in years, but she's getting dangerously close to the truth and perilously close to his heart. So compelling, right? So compelling. All right. Are we ready for the prologue? Are we ready to do this? We have to do this. We can do this. There are 14 chapters in this book. Hopefully they're all really short and we can get through this quickly. Alright, ready? Prologue. Gage Dixon strained against the heavy barbel, relishing the resistance as the stacked metal plates on either end of the solid steel bar made the whole thing flex. Is it supposed to flex? I don't know. I don't work out like that. The bar quivered slightly as it reached that sweet spot of the lift where his pecs stopped doing all the work and his triceps and shoulders kicked in. I'm so not a dude. So you dudes out there, if you're watching this, do fill me in on how this works, alright? But he'd already been punishing his body for over an hour, and this time the bar momentarily stopped moving upward, gravity insisting that down would be a much better and easier direction to go. He grit his teeth, let out a growl, and forced his muscles to keep pushing until his arms locked out straight. He racked the load with a clatter of metal on metal. Even then, the bar still bowed and flexed. Loading 525 pounds on a barbell would do that. Is that safe? Is it supposed to do that? I mean, 525 pounds. So that's 250, 500, 260, 262 and a half pounds on each side? Why didn't he just round it up? This is so stupid. I feel like I should be breathlessly reading this to you with my hat and swooning. Gage sat up and looked around the small weight room he and other teammates of the Dallas Police SWAT team had set up. It wouldn't measure up to any of the fancy gyms in the area, but considering they'd paid out of their own pockets for the mirrors, heavy-duty lifting equipment, and free weights, it wasn't too shabby. It would have been nice if it were bigger, though. The presence of the 4 other men reminded him just how small the room was. How small is it? Then again, his men made most rooms seem small. Special weapons and tactics teams tended to attract big, muscular men, and his particular team happened to be bigger than most. No surprise there. Alpha werewolves were always big as hell. I can't do this seriously. Gage wiped the sweat off his face with the back of his arm. And took a moment to appreciate the relative peace and quiet, regardless of the room size. It was rare for there to be only a handful of men in it, but with half the team out helping run weapon qualifications at the police academy, and most of the others out conducting joint training with the ATF, the compound was practically empty. Across the room, Diego Martinez spotted for his best friend and teammate, Hale Delaney, as the man tried to go for a personal record on the other bench press. At the same time, Gage's 2 assistant squad leaders, Mike Taylor and Xander Riggs, were hanging upside down from the ceiling-mounted chin-up bars, seeing who could do the most crunches. Alphas didn't need much of an excuse to turn everything they did into a competition. They hadn't gotten around to cutting an opening for the air conditioning units they'd bought for the room yet, so it was pretty warm, which meant that all of them were sweating like crazy even though they weren't wearing any shirts. Oh my. Gage was wondering if he should spring for some gym towels, Why the fuck didn't he bring her own? When he heard the sound of fast-moving boots coming down the hallway. The other werewolves, keen hearing, had also picked up the sound, and everyone was looking toward the doorway expectantly by the time McCall poked his head around the corner. Got a bad one, Sergeant, he said to Gage. Hostage situation over on Belmont. Multiple injuries, at least 2 dozen hostages, 5 shooters being reported. Well, there goes the workout, Delaney muttered, getting up from the bench. They've been working out for an hour. The fuck? How much time do they fucking need? Gage stood. 5 shooters, huh? At McCall's nod, Gage glanced at his 2 assistant squad leaders. You 2 mind doing some entry work for a change while I run the show? Hell no, they said in unison, excitement clear on their faces, even though they were still hanging upside down. Kids, they're so easily excitable. Mike and Xander jumped down, joining Martinez and Delaney. Sweat was still running down their bodies, but they were eagerly awaiting his next order. Do men notice that? Do men notice sweat running down another man's body? At least straight men. As a woman, yes, I might notice if sweat is running down a guy's body. Not gonna lie. I wonder if it's because a woman wrote this and she happened to see guys sweating at the gym. Okay, sorry. Then gear up, Gage ordered. I want us out of here in less than 5 minutes. The 4 men cleared the room in seconds, leaving Gage with his weapons expert. Sorry, he told McCall, but you're stuck here on the phones until we get some people back. McCall grumbled. None of them liked to pull desk duty when there was a mission to do instead, but McCall knew it had to be done. I'll get Martinez's and Delaney's assault weapons out for them, was all he said as he left. Gage was only 30 seconds behind the rest of the team, but by the time he got to the second floor of the Allen building, the other 4 men were already gearing up. He joined them as they yanked on navy blue t-shirts, matching military-style uniforms, and black boots. Then came the heavy Kevlar vests. They're black, by the way. With tactical web pouches attached. The sound of Velcro being yanked open filled the room as they adjusted their vests, ammo pouches, and holsters to a snug fit. The gear wasn't the most comfortable stuff to wear, especially during the hot Texas summers, but it came with being in SWAT. McCall met them heading down the stairs, tossing Martinez and Delaney their military-grade M4 carbines, while giving Gage more details on the situation. The kidnappers were serious. There were cops and civilians already on the way to the hospital in serious condition. I really have to start researching my weapons for these books. As they moved outside, Gage's men carefully checked their weapons, yanking slides and bolts back to inspect chambers, then dropping magazines and clips to check their loads before slamming them in with a firm click. Is this supposed to be a turn-on? While they'd been working out in the weight room, there had been a lighthearted sense of competition about them. They'd even joked and laughed while they got undressed. But as they moved toward the operations vehicle and the white SUV that McCall had ready and running for them, the tone had changed. Oh, God. A charged intensity filled the air, the kind you sometimes feel right before lightning strikes. They were heading out to face a group of men who'd already shown a willingness to shoot cops and innocents. They likely wouldn't hesitate to shoot a SWAT officer given the chance. Everyone turned to look at Gage just before climbing into the vehicles. He glanced at his watch, barely over 3 minutes since the call had come in. Good. Wow, they're speedy, too. We are going in a little undermanned on this one, he announced, though it wasn't something that needed to be said. There's a department negotiator heading for the scene, and we'll give him every chance to get control of the situation. You heard what McCall said, so you know as well as I do how this one is likely going to turn out. These men are killers, so if we're going to go in, don't take any chances. Hit them hard and fast, and let us get everyone out of there alive, and in one piece, us included. With that, Gage climbed into the passenger seat of the white SUV, and Martinez had it moving for the gates before he even had his seatbelt on. So why didn't he just do the speech when he was inside the freaking car? Oh, yeah, that's the end of the prologue. Guys, we learned so much about the book at the prologue, didn't we? How compelling. Alright, well, we'll be on to chapter 1 tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be a little bit more exciting than a bunch of dudes working out. Talk to y'all tomorrow.